This is Earl Amin with the 2024 Site Podcast, where CEOs of small to global companies share their insights. It is 6 questions in 9 minutes because top CEOs know how to listen and be concise. So let's get to it. First of all, welcome, and in just a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
I am Michael Horowitz, PhD. I'm the founding president of TCS Education System, the community solution in higher education. What that means practically is I've brought together nonprofit colleges and universities in a unique shared governance and shared infrastructure model. We focus on student success and community impact. And we do as much as possible that isn't related to teaching and learning together. We share our infrastructure and services so that our colleges can teach and educate and impact their communities even more.
Outstanding. Thank you for that. Well, tell me, Dr. Horowitz, what's the best thing about being the CEO of your company?
You know, the best thing about being president of a nonprofit higher education system is engaging with our people. So today, Earl, I'm in the Los Angeles campus of the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. This week, I'll be in Pasadena for board meetings at Saybrook University, Pacific Oaks Colleges. I'll be at our law school in Santa Barbara later in the week. It gives me an opportunity to meet faculty, to meet staff, our leadership, board members, students. We had a signing today with the Mexican consulate so that all of our colleges could collaborate on a global basis with programs and citizens in Mexico. So I love getting around. I was at our medical school recently in Wichita, Kansas. I love getting around, seeing what people are doing, getting new ideas, seeing challenges, opportunities, and of course, celebrating our success.
Indeed. Congratulations on that success. Now, I hear from other CEOs, and I'm sure you have as well, that leading a team and being able to see the road ahead can be a challenge. What are your thoughts?
That is a profound insight. So many leaders become isolated and insular. So I think that's the disease in a lot of organizations. The role of the president, of the CEO, is to keep eyes and ears outside on the environment and to challenge oneself to not only think about your discipline, your industry, see what's going on in the rest of the world, in related businesses. Maybe there are things going on in other countries, in finance and business and technology that are going to impact you. We certainly learned that this past year during the pandemic, the importance of technology, the importance of having outstanding faculty and students trained to use that technology and learn in a sophisticated manner. So I think keeping your eyes and ears outside is one of the critical elements of being a powerful leader.
Indeed. And to that end, what specific piece of insight do you want to share with other CEOs?
I'll share this. Figure out your own path for your organization. If success was as simple as copying others, then of course everyone would be successful.
Yes.
My insight my insight in 2008, having been a college president at that point for 8 years, was that we needed a new model in higher education. We had to think of ourselves as playing team sports, not individual sports. So I created this nonprofit system that colleges and universities could join. I also, we have wonderful students. Our typical students are 35-year-old working women. And so people said, well, they can't travel abroad. They're not interested in global engagement. I said, no, we're looking at it backwards. We need to find a way where they can study online and then take shorter trips to other countries. So we pioneered a model for global engagement for working adults who are becoming doctors, psychologists, lawyers, nurses, to still have that global experience. That's what I think is one of the most important insights that I found out. Be willing to be a maverick, be willing to execute on your dreams and vision. It's so important to have a powerful vision for one's organization.
Indeed. So what other successful presidents, CEOs like yourself, your contemporaries, would you like to acknowledge, or as they say, give a shout out to, and should be on my podcast?
Well, I'm going to tell you 6. I think we have time. I would recommend Michelle Nealon, president of the Chicago School, Jack Pedenton of Pacific Oaks College, Matt Niemer of the Colleges of Law, Nathan Long of Saybrook University, and Tiffany Masson at the Kansas Health Science Center. They are the 5 presidents of the colleges and universities in TCS education system. They're breaking new ground because each of their institutions are maverick institutions serving what used to be called non-traditional students or working adults. And so they're willing to be different, not do the same old thing that's been done in their discipline in higher ed for years and years. Those are 5 in higher ed that I would absolutely recommend. And another CEO that's been an inspiration for me, if you can believe it, is Ari Weinsweig of the Zingerman's community of businesses. And he started from a deli in Ann Arbor, Michigan, after graduating from Michigan. Today, he's the CEO of a large group of food-related businesses, and he's kept his focus on quality, on service, and being a local institution in Ann Arbor. And what I admire about him is his notion of, rather than be big, let's be great. And that's been an aspiration for me. And so his organization has helped me multiple times create new and powerful and bigger visions for my organization. So those are 6 off the top of my head.
I love that quote. So now for the final question, how do you celebrate a win?
You know, celebrating is critical. I was just telling to my colleague that you met a moment ago here in the room that we are a people business. We educate students. We rely on faculty and staff. One thing that we do so well is we have this notion of logging time together. Sometimes it's important, and the pandemic has been a hit to that. So we've done it on Zoom, but so important to have those meals, those coffee breaks, share ideas. And when we have a win, we celebrate with a big meal, with going out for a drink, with throwing a party. We're human beings, and celebration and sharing food and breaking bread and having a drink is so critically important. So we acknowledge our wins and we take the time to celebrate them. And in fact, I told you about circulating at our board meetings. Those are times where we can reflect on an entire quarter or an entire year of one of our institutions and really recognize the people that have brought us to success.
Indeed. Well, Dr. Horowitz, it's been a pleasure having you on today. How can people find you?
I'll look forward to people finding me and the community solution. If they type TCS and Michael Horowitz in their LinkedIn search, they'll find me, and I try to keep a very active presence on LinkedIn. I'd also love it if folks would take a look at our website, tcsedsystem.edu, and you'll find lots of resources about our organization, our model, and of course, the 5 wonderful colleges and universities that make up our system.
Excellent. Excellent. This is Earl Amin with the 2024 Site Podcast. For more insights, go to LinkedIn and search for The Gray Owl Company. Dr. Horowitz, a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.